This is part 3 to how to respond to an IRS letter 6323. We're going to be focusing on responding to the IRS. The initial letter you're going to get gives you 10 days to contact a revenue agent. And the reason for that is they want to schedule an appointment and go through a whole litany of questions to determine what income you had, what sources they were from, whether you have cryptocurrency, foreign bank accounts, a lot of information. So you're going to want to look at your tax return, meet with a tax attorney, and really understand the scope of what this audit involves. If you don't respond to IRS will then send you an IDR. IDR stands for Information Document Request, and that's going to include bank statements and a lot of other information basically relating to what you report on your tax return. And it could go beyond that if IRS has some additional information in their database. And if you don't respond to that, the eventual conclusion is that IRS will estimate what your income is, and it's generally going to be higher than what you report on your income tax return, as well as disallowing most, if not all, of your expenses and any other deductions you have, because IRS doesn't have the source information. You can also anticipate IRS will summons your bank account because they don't need a court order to do that. It's just a revenue agent signing a document that's approved by their manager and sent to your bank to get all of your bank statements, your canceled checks, your deposit items, so they can estimate what income should be. They don't have the ability to get the source documents for your expenses. I mean, some of them they do, but generally they don't. If it relates to your business or charitable contributions, they're not going to dive into that. So you can anticipate that all of those will be disallowed. At the end of the day, IRS will have or calculate a much higher number for taxes due than what's on your tax return. So it's definitely encouraged to respond to IRS in a timely manner. The other negative consequence of not responding to the IRS is that it will actually increase the scope of the audit to other issues that IRS may not have been originally looking at, as well as additional years. So we definitely recommend contacting a tax attorney and your CPA, looking through all your source documents, understanding what the deposit items are in your bank account to make sure you accurately reported income. And if you didn't, you definitely want to have communications with the tax attorney because those are protected by the attorney-client privilege. Communications with a CPA are not protected, and the CPA, especially if this leads to any type of fraud or criminal investigation, could be summoned before a grand jury and the information requested from him or her. So definitely from day one, want to talk to a tax attorney, make sure the communications are protected, and come up with a strategy and some explanations ahead of time, and definitely respond to IRS timely. I'm John Milikowski, founder of Milikowski Tax Law. I hope this information was useful.